Wow, that lighting to start out Vlogmas, but yes, it is Vlogmas. We are going to be doing weekly vlogs because that is what got the majority of the votes when I did a poll on the community page on this channel. So weekly vlogs for Vlogmas. So from here all the way to Christmas, you guys will begin a vlog every Thursday. I think that's what I'm going to do. It might be Friday. It just depends when the video gets edited and all of that. But let's get into it. So as you can see, I am somewhere where I've never been in a video before. I have no idea what's in the background behind me, so hopefully nothing bad. I don't think there would be anything bad. But basically, I've had the second worst week of my life ever. 2021 had the worst year of my life, but this week has been hell. So basically on Sunday, there was a live mouse in my bathtub, and if you don't know, they are my biggest fear. I hate rodents. They scare me. I do not like them. And so that honestly traumatized me, like full-on panic attack, all of that. My dad got it out. Took it to the woods, all of that. So relocation. And so the next day, Monday, I end up being sick. Because my dad had a stomach virus on Sunday and I ended up getting it on Monday. So I was sick, not fun, throwing up, or I only threw up once, but I did not feel good. Then Tuesday was the best day this week. Wednesday, I had a pretty good Wednesday until 10 o'clock at night. My fan was sounding off, like my floor fan was sounding, or I know some people call them box fans, but it was sounding off like, and I go and look and there was a dead mouse inside the fan, which we had put poison around, which it is all natural poison. So like it's stuff to them, but not to pets. Like it's pet friendly. I've used it for years. It's fine. But that obviously freaked me out because that is like 2 feet away from my face. Like, no, I would prefer not to have my biggest fear that close. And vomiting is my second biggest fear. So I've had my 2 biggest fears happen this week. And another thing at Target when I went yesterday, they had no Pepsi. That is my one caffeine I get a week, is going and getting a Pepsi at Target, but they did not have any, so that sucked. But I am terrified. Like, I think there is a problem in my house, but my dad does not think there is a problem because he doesn't see droppings anywhere or anything. But I'm like, my biggest fears in my house, I would like a hotel room, but he told me that all the hotels are booked and it's like $300, which I looked on TripAdvisor and they are not all booked and they are not $300. So yeah, and but I was like, you're calling pest control. I do not care. Like, I am going to throw it in a move out, honestly. But the pest control people cannot get here to put down traps until Monday. It is Thursday currently, so I am just terrified. So yes, I stayed up all night last night. I stayed up till about 9 in the morning. So I woke up at noon and went to bed at 9 and then woke up at like 11, something like 11:30. So I only had like 2 hours of sleep. And it's been hell. It has been a bad week. I am literally, like, I don't know if it's OCD playing a part of my anxiety as well, because as I said, it's my biggest phobia. And then I'm just like, if I hear any noise, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's happening. Like, I'm terrified. But last night I had a really cool experience. So I finished watching The Crown and I'm just like, why did it end like that? I did not like the ending. But between episodes, I was going outside and basically I saw the star of Sirius, which if you don't know is the dog star. And I was basically, I wouldn't say praying, but like talking to my dog who had passed. I know y'all are probably like, she has issues, but just for comfort, saying that I didn't feel safe. I don't feel safe. And that I was scared and that I wasn't okay. And because Max was my best friend from 2005 to 2021, or not 2006, sorry. And that was my dog, like our dog, most loyal thing ever in my life. Sorry, I'm getting teary-eyed. But when I was saying I want to be okay, a shooting star, I mean, I guess it's a comet, I don't know, but came across the sky, went down the sky. It was green and white. I've never seen one before. And there was kind of like a fizzling sound when it happened. It wasn't a sonic boom, but I've never seen anything like that. It was right, like a little to the lower right of Orion, and it's just amazing. Like my heart stopped when I saw it because I was like, oh my gosh, is Jesus coming back? Is this aliens? Oh my gosh, like, but it was still, when I first went out there, and because it was at 1 in the morning, just seeing all the stars, I cried. I was like, that is amazing. It's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. But let's talk about the reading now. And I'm sorry about the lighting. It's, as I said, I've never recorded in here. But yeah, I've slept, this is, I don't know if I'm gonna sleep in here tonight or if I'm gonna go back to being on the couch and staying up all night, because as I said, I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe sleeping. Yeah, but I am reading, and I started After the Flood yesterday. This is by Cassandra Montag. So this is a science fiction, near future dystopian. Let me tell y'all. So an inventive and riveting epic saga after the flood signals the arrival of an extraordinary new talent. Okay, let's see. A compulsive readable novel of dark despair and soaring hope. After the Flood is a magnificent, action-packed, and sometimes frightening odyssey laced with wonder and affecting and wholly original saga, both redemptive and astonishing. Yeah, these kind of things, near future catastrophes, that once the world has been flooded, it freaks me out. Like, it scares me. Like, horror doesn't scare me, but these kind of sci-fi novels scare me. So I started the page, or the day on page 87. I'm currently on page 108, so I'm going to get some more reading done in here. And I am going to be going to Barnes & Noble because it is the first of the month, but first I am going to go to Home Depot to get mouse traps because the pest control people can't get here till Monday. I gotta do what I gotta do, right? So there's that. Very long update, but I didn't vlog all last week. I took the week off, and then I didn't do a sit down video this week because I was sick, and just life has been so hectic lately. Look at us. Yes, I just went to the bathroom, but we are in a hotel. The girl was great at convincing. It was actually Penny that convinced him. But yeah, I'm in a hotel. I'm super happy about it. So during the day, I'm probably gonna be back at my house, but at nighttime be here. And they have all the HBO channels. Like, I'm just going to be binging TV shows. Like, it's gonna be a lit time. So yeah, look how big this is. Like, I was shook by how big this is. The bathtub is like very low. And I'm seeing, how do you do that drain? Oh, I see the stopper right there. Ooh, the hotel's not come with shampoo. Oh, it's over there. Okay, because I cannot wait to get a shower because I haven't had one since like before Thanksgiving because I am a slob. So then we have this mirror. Like, what an outfit. My shirt underneath matches my pants more, but I have been super cold, so I wanted to get a sweatshirt, and I just threw on my Carolina one. Dog stuff. I have my food in here. I literally brought the lasagna I made the other day. Y'all don't know about that in cookie dough. I'll show y'all what the fridge looks like. I brought plates from home because, yeah, I don't think they have plates here. But, and I didn't, even if they did, I didn't want to leave these people like a big mess. We had the couch, which is a huge couch. Like, I want something like that when I have my own place. And then we have just these, are they local pictures? I can't tell. I don't think that one is, but these two might be. It's kind of nice to have all the dog food and all over there because Penny did come with me. She's the only pet that came with me. And then we do have 2 beds. Yeah, we got 2 beds. We're cool like that. Then we have the view out there, and then basically the same view right over here. So I feel like I never stayed at a hotel, and I stayed like one night at a penthouse in my city, but I've never stayed at like a hotel like for an extended time anywhere. So this is gonna be like really cool because I've never done it before, and I am super excited. And as I said, they have like all of these TV channels, so I can't watch hockey at the Canes anyway, because they don't have local channels. They had these local, but not the local like Bally Sports. And then they have these channels, so like look at all this, like your girls gonna have a great time. But it is a little past 6, so we're probably gonna start reading at 7 and read until 8:30. That's just what I'm thinking. What is in here? Okay, that's some more dog stuff, because I'm like, I threw all my stuff in my one suitcase I bring everywhere with me. I threw my food into a Target bag and ran here. So I did go home. I'll turn it on. I did go to Barnes & Noble and Home Depot like I said I would, and I wasn't gonna bring all the books that I bought here, so I will show y'all probably them tomorrow when I'm back at my house where the books are. They didn't have any of the books that I went for, like they said they did on their app, but they didn't. And then they got like a new worker, so shout out to her because I love just seeing people passionate about books and all of that kind of thing. And they are doing their Christmas thing where if you buy books, you can donate a book to a local family in your area, so that's obviously really nice. And ooh, I was looking at this leash, I thought it was broken right there, like shattered, but it's not. But I'm talking way too long. Yeah, I did eat my dinner. I went to Zaxby's and I ate that at home. Excuse me. So I am just going to chill now, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. Yeah, when I was telling y'all about how bad my week has been, I totally left out 3 parts. So when I went to Chick-fil-A, I went on Tuesday this week just because I was sick on Monday. I didn't want to have fried food on a sick stomach. They gave me the wrong drink. I ordered sweet tea and they gave me lemonade. How you get lemonade out of sweet tea, I do not know. Like, it even said on the receipt lemonade, and I'm like, I did not order that. And then I got bit by fire ants today outside when I was walking Penny, and I'm like, where did they even come from? Because I did not see an ant bed. And then lastly, my earbuds. My dad accidentally stepped on my earbuds today, breaking one of them, but he was so kind to go to Best Buy and buy me new earbuds, so I didn't even have to buy them with my own money, so it was awesome to get brand new ones. But yeah, so it just hasn't been my week. These things happen. I really want to see like the astrology side of things and see if maybe that has anything to do with it. I'm not sure if it does, but it might. You never know. I said I was going to read at 7. It's currently 7:47 because my dad just wanted to chat, whatever. So I didn't read, but I'm going to read. I'm going to do that right now and then eat some dinner after that. I usually eat dinner at like 7:30, but we're not tonight. But it just is so good. I don't have to worry about anything right now because like back at home, y'all know, like I told y'all, look how my eyes are. Like, oh, they feel so tired. Like, just the OCD kind of stuff, like, it was not fun. So I am glad to be somewhere safe and secure where I don't have to worry about contamination and that kind of thing. So I am super happy about that. And I'm just going to get into my book and then tell y'all my thoughts and everything, eat my dinner, and watch House of the Dragon. I'm gonna take a shower because, as I told y'all, I haven't taken a shower since like before Thanksgiving, like the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. It's been over a week now, and yeah. Yeah, I don't need to go on any more tangents because I'm talking a lot, and this vlog will already be an extra day longer. My Vlogmas vlogs are going to be an extra day longer, including Friday, which my normal vlogs all year round don't do. Okay, very awkward angle, but I don't have my tripod with me, so you're on a stack of paper towels. But I just got done reading After the Flood for the night, and I read 60 pages in here, so not as much as I would typically get to in a day, but it's only 20 pages less than, or 27 pages less than yesterday, so not that huge of a difference, but let me talk about my thoughts. So characters, Myra is the main character, and she just seems like one of those people who feels superior to everyone. And I'm sorry if you hear people in the hallway, can't control other people, but yeah, the atmosphere, the world building has been fantastic, because in these kind of dystopian ones, you're usually left with a lot of questions, which I feel like we've got pretty much, like, we're set. We know what is happening in this world and kind of what caused that. But I mean, I think we all know about rising sea levels and that kind of thing. The writing is average, it's fine. There was just a sex scene and it was really awkward, and I kind of felt just random. Like, I had to go back. I was like, wait, what? The plot, again, this is a kind of plot that I love. I love dystopian, near future, societal collapse. Love reading that stuff. It scares me. It does what a horror is supposed to do for me, but horrors don't do, because I'm like, could this really happen? Like, but with this, I'm like, we do see rising sea levels, that is happening. But I'm gonna eat some of my leftover lasagna and then catch up with y'all at 9 when I get into my next book. It is almost 9, like 1 minute, so I'm going to start reading again. That being in The Strangled Queen by Maurice Druin, and it is translated by Humphrey Hare, translated from the French. This is a French classic. It came out in the 1950s, or at least the first book did. I'm not sure what year the sequel came out. 1968? I don't believe that. Oh, in Great Britain. Okay, but 1955 when it was covered by the author. So this is a sequel, so I can't really tell y'all that much about it, but I reread the first book last week and loved it. I had a great time. I loved the setting of this book. So this is the series is about the downfall of the Capetian kings of France, and it seems like this book is really going to be centered around Marguerite, but the first book was centered around Philip the Fair and called the Iron King. Well, it's called the Iron King, which is Philip the Fair, but I feel like the book didn't center around him. I felt like it was everybody around him, and he had very few scenes, and I felt like his dialogue was very repetitive. So hopefully that's not the same with Marguerite, because some of the female characters in this have been very well developed. I think that is a strong suit in this series so far anyway, because I have read the prologue and the first chapter, is that the dialogue is great, the character development is great, but it is a 7-book series and I am going to get into this one now. Again, I do have a forehead and eyebrows. My eyebrows are very distinct. Ooh, I was supposed to actually tweeze them today, so I'm gonna have to get my tweezers tomorrow. And eye drops. My eyes are bad, but I read 27 pages in here. So it's 10 more than I read yesterday, putting me at 14%, I think. So again, I can't say a lot because this is a sequel and it's not a very well-known classic, as it was pretty much just translated to English fairly recently, in the last decade, or in these editions anyway. And it is one of the stories that inspired George R.R. Martin to write A Song of Ice and Fire, which he did write the foreword for the books in this series. But one of my biggest pet peeves, if not my biggest pet peeve in these books, are that when the characters are talking like, talking like I am right now, it's just singular quotes, not the two quotes. And when the characters think, it has the singular quotes as well. So I'm like, it's kind of confusing knowing if they're actually saying it, are they thinking it? That's the only real issue I have with this. And it seems like Marguerite is being a more prominent character, because as I said, I'm assuming the title is referring to her just by she's mentioned several times on the back of the book, and I think that would make sense for it to be about her. But with the Iron King, it was kind of different. But I am going to get into my ebook after my shower and nighttime routine. I don't remember the name. It is another classic, kind of like a modern classic, that is basically the Arthurian legends told at the female perspective. But I have learned some bad things. Zimmer was the last name of the author. I have learned some bad things about the author. Since I own the book, I am just going to go ahead and finish it. I am 15% of the way into it, maybe a little over that, but I don't think I will continue the series, just not wanting to support that. But yeah, apparently this whole family is kind of twisted. I don't know the full extent. I only read one post about it, so I definitely do need to do more research, because when I bought this book, I had no idea. I was just like, Arthur, the Legends of King Arthur at the female perspective, I'm in. And it's a good written book. The plot is good and I am enjoying it, but I don't know if the author is dead or not. I don't know. So I don't really know what to do with that situation. What would you guys do in that situation? But as I said, I am going to continue reading it. I'm not going to DNF unless like I start absolutely hating the book, which I'm not so far. But I am going to go get my shower now, and as I said, I will read later. I don't know if I'm going to update y'all later because I mean I do have lights and everything, so it is doable, but I usually don't update after 10 o'clock at night. But I might, you never know. But I am going to go get my shower. Hey guys, so I don't know how well y'all can see me. I just put y'all in the window and I can't tell because the sun is so bright, but I did go to Target. But oh yeah, so before that y'all saw I went to the Christmas tree farm. I don't get a real tree. Maybe one day when I have my own place I will get a real tree, but I've never done that. Or maybe as a kid, I don't really remember. I kind of like vague memory somebody might have had one, but that's where we get our Christmas wreath, and this year they were on it, and yeah, they were spot on. Love them. I go there every year. Like, if you go on their location on Instagram, you can see all my pictures from like the past 10 years of me going there, and I was going there even before that, but Instagram wasn't around back then. But yeah, love them. So picked up a wreath, but I will show y'all that when we get back to my house, which we did go to my house, and I totally forgot to do the Barnes & Noble haul because my dad was the one to take the books in because he bought stuff too, but I don't know where he put the bag. I didn't see it, so I didn't film that, but we will see that at some point in the vlog. But I did go to Target as well just to pick up some snacks. I already put that away because I didn't want Penny to get into my food. So I put that with where the food goes, you know, the kitchen area. And I can see them right now. My dad's walking Penny, but Penny did go to the vet today because she was just being kind of puny, lethargic, and not eating. Oh, she ate, but not like her whole meal. And so since she is old, you know, and obviously I think any of your dogs not eating, take them to the vet, any kind of pet, not just dogs. And it turns out she has a UTI, and her blood work, the doctor was shook by how perfect it was for a senior dog, a dog in their teens. They said usually that is when, and she's like, I hate to say this, but it's usually when dogs' livers and kidneys start having issues, but Penny's was absolutely perfect. Like, so Penny is just, she has a UTI, I don't know if I said that, and they gave her a shot and then some antibiotics. I don't know how long she has to take it. It says on the bottle though, but as I told y'all, I'm in the trenches. When it rains it pours. But I did want to show y'all what I got at Target. Oh, one of the things in here isn't mine, but they got the like actual Christmas birds out. He does have 2 antlers, but this is kind of down, and we know I like imperfection things, and his name is Bells, or her name, I don't know if it's a boy or a girl. And then we have this one that is a little, like, he's a snowman, and his name is Freezy, and these were both for $5. I didn't use my discount today because I did go through the normal checkout, and I didn't spend like any money at all today, like not that much compared to, I usually spend like $80 to $100 and then have a discount code, but I didn't do that today. But you can scan your receipt and get those rewards on your phone. And yeah, so I had some Chick-fil-A for breakfast. My dad was kind enough to get me some. But yeah, chilling in bed. I did bring my own pillow and some of my own blankets from home. Just, well, okay, only as when I stay in a hotel, because hotels are only super cold. I I started this in Phoenix. I went and bought an Arizona state blanket because I was like, I am cold and I don't want to carry on a huge comforter around my shoulders, so just get little throw blankets. I just brought one of mine from home, and yeah, so totally recommend that. I don't even know. Oh, I was just telling you that I had all this. My pillow I just brought because why not? I have some Christmas in here, and then I have my Christmas birds to keep me in the spirit of Christmas, even though I did travel last Christmas to, I didn't travel here, but you know, I was in a hotel last Christmas season as well, but that was for leisure. I went to Washington and had the time of my life. But yeah, I don't usually start reading until 6 on weekends, or like Friday, and I'm gonna do that again today. So I'm probably just gonna watch some House of the Dragon. They do have HBO on these channels, but it's like HBO, like they have a set schedule on HBO of what is showing. It was all like Branson, I think, and then The White Lotus, and I haven't seen either of those shows, so it's not like I can just pick up in the middle of the season and watch. That'd be awkward. So we'll actually look and see what is on HBO. So, but what I ended up watching last night, I just wanted background noise because I sleep with background noise. It's my preference. So I found an MTV channel that was playing like modern music videos, Harry Styles, Alicia Cara, Cardi B, you know, that kind of thing. And a Taylor Swift one came on, and there was like a man shouting in the video, and I was like, how am I supposed to sleep to that? So I switched to the BBC, the world news, and just had that on in the background and slept all night with it. So I went to bed around midnight, which is super early for me, and then woke up around 9. But I am going to see what is on HBO right now, and then if it's nothing that I want to watch, I'll just get my laptop and start watching something. All right, time to start reading. So I would usually start at 6 on Friday, but just since my situation, I'm starting at 7 because I was visiting with my dad and all of that fun stuff. So I don't know how the weekend's gonna go because I don't know how this is gonna go. I don't know, because on weekends I'm usually not at home anyway. I'm in my area, but I'm usually out doing stuff, historical hunting, that kind of thing. So I'm not 100% sure what my plan is going to be for Saturday anyway, because are we doing something? Chick-fil-A. I'm going to Chick-fil-A, and then Sunday I don't know if I'm still gonna go to the grocery store because I'm not at home. So we won't eat cat food, I do know that. So cat food. My dad gives them more than I do. Like, I give them their meals, but he'll be like, they need a little snack. And I'm like, the cats are lucky that I am not there. But I'm about to get into reading After the Flood for the first time today. We're going to be starting on page 147. So we will be reading until 8:30. I already had my dinner, so I had my dinner just a little bit earlier than usual because I was hungry, because I did have breakfast earlier as well. Just because I've woken up earlier and all of that. I slept very well last night. I think I told you about that. But I am going to get to reading now and then update y'all after that. I read 44 pages, which it honestly, like, it didn't feel like a lot, and it wasn't a lot, so I don't know why I didn't read that much. But I am enjoying this book. Like, it's 4-star territory, and honestly, I know something bad's gonna happen. People are gonna die. It's going to happen. That's what happens in these kind of books. That's just how dystopian is. I'm gonna quickly film an ASMR video because this remote makes the best noises. Like, this brand I recommend, because like, look how simple this remote is. I hear people, but yeah, I'm gonna film that and then eat some dessert and then read again at 9 and talk to y'all then. Okay. I have discovered the couch. It is actually super comfortable. I think it does turn into a bed if somebody wanted to do that, but I'm not doing that. But it is very comfortable. Y'all saw it earlier. And I'm going to do my 9 o'clock reading sprints here just because, as I said, it is very comfortable. And couches, yeah, sorry, here's what I meant to say. Couches are always difficult for me. Like, my ones at home aren't that comfortable. Like, I can never get too comfortable on them. So this one is really nice. Like, it's really soft, very plush. I don't know if you can see that. I can squeeze it. It's not hard. And the arms are like a similar, and then these little green pillows, very cute. I want a blue couch one day. Blue or yellow, not sure. but I am going to read. We are starting on page, I think 44, and that is chapter 4. That's so fitting, and the name of the chapter is Long Live the King. The people, they're loud. But that's fine. Okay, covering my feet, but also like these things, are they ottomans? Is that what they're called? I don't know, but I can stretch my legs out, which is super nice. I got to page 67, and yes, I'm still very much enjoying it, so not really a ton of thoughts because it is a sequel and not a lot I can tell you. But with The Mist of Avalon, that is the ebook I'm reading, I finally remembered the name. So how we talked about that yesterday about, is it okay to read books by people who are canceled, to consume media by artists who are canceled, and just cancel culture in general. I saw a great video today, like I didn't even look it up. It was on my watch later, and it was my next video on that playlist to watch, by Books of Brittany. So I am going to link it down below because I think she brought up some very interesting points of censorship and that kind of thing that I just found very fascinating, and I really agreed with what she had to say, and I think she has a more eloquent way of saying it, so I'm going to leave a link to that down below in the pinned comment. But we will begin into Mist of Avalon tonight, starting on I think 20%, maybe like 21%, and trying to get to a quarter of the way through the book. But I am going to go get a bath now. Hey guys, it is Saturday, so I'm finally going to show y'all what I got at Barnes & Noble on Thursday, I think it was. But I am at home, so I'm visiting home, so I have the chance to show y'all what I got because I just haven't had my haul with me. And oh my gosh, just in the sliding, it looks so dark. But okay, so I got the majority of these books on sale, and then I'm a member there, so I already have a discount. So I actually did like quite well at Barnes & Noble, and the majority they're all in paperback except one. So I got Salvage the Bones, and this was buy one get one 50% off by Jasmine Ward. This is, I don't know what I Guys, I messed up big time. So I was supposed to read 5% of this during the daytime today. That's usually what I do, but I totally forgot to do that. So we're not going to read that until like, I don't know when we're going to read it, but we will read it later. So if you don't know, on weekends we read my mood reading picks and not my TBR picks, like we just read my mood reading. So I will be picking up The Strangled Queen. It is currently 6:04, but that one is 3 minutes ahead of schedule, so 6:01. Will that fit there? I don't know. Awkward angle. Let's see what page I am on, because I do not have my tripod. I should have picked it up today, so I guess I'll pick it up tomorrow. But we're starting on page 67. I'm sorry, I didn't see what chapter that was. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what chapter it was, but I'm gonna get into there, and then I'll talk to y'all at like 9:30. Who knows? But it is rainy here. Oh yeah, the blinds, you can't see that. And I am watching Star Wars. It's going in like chronological order, and that's my personal preference, but like it's TNT on in the background, like I'm not really watching, but it's there. We watched Rogue One, which that movie is like the first movie to ever make my jaw drop, one of my all-time favorites. Now it's on episode 4, which is A New Hope. Is that what it's called? Yeah, so we're watching that one, and me and Penny we're watching it. But yeah, I'm going to get to reading now. We have gotten over the halfway point now, reading 107 pages today, getting me to page 174. And I don't think the translation in this one is as good as the first one. Just some of it I feel like just sounds very awkward. It's the same translator, so I don't know what is up with that. But I do think this one, the characters are a lot more fleshed out. I think they're all well-rounded so far, because in the first one, I do think some of the characters were not like fully developed, but in this one I do think they are developed a lot better. And obviously it is a series, so they're going to continue developing the whole time, and you do expect that to get better with each book that an author writes. Now I do not know if this is this man's like first series he ever wrote, or like first, or I guess this would be the second book he ever wrote. I'm not sure. I will definitely have to research that because I do enjoy these books. And yeah, this is a 4-star right now. I am really enjoying it, and yeah, I love it, but it's not a new favorite. So there's that update, and I'm debating if I get into this tonight or not, because I am a quarter of the way into it. So I did read a lot of it in November, so I do have free days in December, but I don't get to it, but I'm probably gonna get to it. We do have Star Wars on over there, but I don't want to show it because I don't know if I'll be in like trouble or anything. But this is going to be my last update for the day. I hope you guys had a happy Saturday, and I did drive around today and all. I did that. I don't know why I have to keep saying that, but I did again. And yeah, I went to Chick-fil-A. And is that all? Well, I went back to my house and I had a ton of packages because Cyber Monday, Black Friday, a lot of it, half of it, were gifts for other people, for my family members. Like my dad could so just go through all of it and see what I got him. Oh, and we got my grandma an iPhone today because Verizon decided to cut off all her phones, and we got her like this internet thing that T-Mobile had. We just put her on the same plan that I'm on. I don't know what the T-Mobile thing is called, like home internet home, something like that. And it can only go in certain places because it cannot go in my neighborhood, but it could go in her neighborhood, which is in a smaller town and everything. So I don't know what the method is of where it can go. And they said it might be able to go, but they're just not 100% certain. But for where she is, they're 100% sure that it can go there. But we did that. We got her a phone, and I will have to show her how to work it tomorrow and all that, which will probably be very frustrating. But she does have other Apple products, but just not an iPhone. But there's my update. Look how whited out I am. But it is Sunday, and as you can see, it is quite dark because it is a little before 6. So I did my typical Sunday things, went to my grandma's, went to the grocery store. Went to the grocery store, I literally only bought cat food because I still have a ton of food at home because I have not been home, so I haven't ate it. I've been eating stuff here that I got at Target the other day, and then just stuff that I had cooked at home and then brought here. Y'all know I did go to Cookout because my dad wanted Cookout, and I was just like, okay, I'll get a hot dog and fries because how can I pass up? So I went there as well, and then went home and I ate at home, and then came back here. Look at my cute little jumpsuit, which I will be filming a sit-down video tomorrow here. My stay did get extended just another day, another night. So I'm gonna have to film my sit-down video of the week. I didn't film a sit-down video last week because I was sick, but I'm filming a sit-down video this week, and it's gonna be in a hotel, and I don't have all the books I'm gonna be talking about, but I mean, I know which books I'm gonna be talking about, but I just don't have physical copies to show in the video, which is going to be something that I've never really done before, so it's kind of nerve-wracking, but I'm like, it's gonna be fine. Like, I'm not actually nervous, but I'm more so nervous about how my camera's gonna fare here and all, because that camera, if you like sit it down on something, because I don't have a tripod with me, because like my tripod is like 3 feet tall, and I don't want to haul that around. So if you sit it down and the lighting's not perfect, the screen will just be black and I won't know if I'm recording or not. It's very stressful. So I'm hoping that the lighting during midday is going to be good enough. And I don't know, I think it's supposed to be sunny tomorrow. I actually don't know because it was quite overcast today. But we are about to get into reading and hopefully finishing this. If we read as much as we read yesterday, then we will be finishing this. And that means I will have to go pick up a book from home tomorrow. And we are starting on page 174, which is chapter 8, which is chapter 8 in part 2, because each part it resets the number of chapters. I think we're in part 2. Yeah, I think we're 1 chapter away from part 3 actually. Yeah, that's all exactly right. So I'm going to get into reading that. And I did read Mist of Avalon last night. I read 15 pages and just like 1 chapter because I wanted to get at least some in and get to a good percentage. And so that actually means I don't have to read as much today since I went a little over yesterday. So that's exciting. But I am going to get to reading in a few because I still have about 5 minutes, so I'm just gonna chill, decompress. Jason Bourne, I think is what it's called, is on BBC America right now. Now I do not watch these kind of movies, and I don't know this for a fact, but I feel like this is just a rip-off James Bond. Like, I've never seen either, but I'm like, James Bond's iconic, and I just feel like this is a wannabe that. Like, they could be made by the same people for all I know. I really don't know. But I am going to shut up now because this video is already very long. Alrighty guys, so I just finished The Strangled Queen, so I read 95 pages today, so let's talk about my thoughts and feelings, all of that. So this is a sequel, so I'm not gonna be too heavy. I'm not gonna like name names of characters because they would be spoilers and all of that. So, but I will just say like my favorite, yeah, we'll just get into it. So we only start with characters, and my favorite character is who the book was named for. And we know in the last book, I felt like who the book was named for was not well developed, but in this case, yes, she, because it says queen, I can say that. She was very well developed, and I just felt like all the characters in this are well developed, and there was nobody lacking like in the last book. And then the atmosphere, again, I love the medieval setting. It's just one of my favorite, it is my favorite. I love just medieval historical fiction, and France is a great setting. I've loved everything I've read that takes place in France, and I do want to get travel there one day. And then I do have ancestry from there, so I would like to see where my ancestors are from. Then writing. The writing is the downfall for this book for me anyway, in the series. We had some, I can think of 2 chapters where this happened, where it would talk about the modern day. Like, it would talk about the modern day man and how he wouldn't understand medieval age France, middle age France, or wouldn't understand the Middle Ages, and or that in modern day we think of the Middle Ages as being a dreary time period, but if you're actually there, it wasn't like that. And I just felt like talking about the modern day, and rather than the 1300s, it just took us out of the story. And those paragraphs were beautifully written, and I did even tab one, or not tab, I dog-eared the page, but I just think it takes it out of the story. I think they should have maybe just had their own little sections between chapters rather than being in a chapter itself. But they were well written, and I just felt like they were just awkwardly placed. Speaking of awkward, I don't think the translation was as well done as in the first book in the series. It is the same translator, but just some of the phrases here were just awkward, and I felt that they weren't translated well. But I don't know French. I know very little, so I don't know if maybe there just wasn't the right word to use maybe in English, because that is only something that can happen in translation. And then plot, I did enjoy the plot here. Did I enjoy it more than the first book, plot-wise? I don't know, because I don't feel like these books are plot-centric. I think they are character-centric stories, and I do think that held true with this one, but I did love it. It is not a new favorite of mine, but I did really enjoy it and highly recommend picking up this series. Even if you are a fan of fantasy, George R.R. Martin, he talks about how historical fiction and fantasy really go hand in hand with each other, that they are like sister genres, because a lot of fantasy is inspired by medieval times or different times throughout history, and then his books are set in a medieval setting like this is, and then so his books are inspired by like the Wars of the Roses, for example, so you can always maybe learn more about those plots because you can read what inspired them. And this book series did inspire George R.R. Martin while he was writing, or is still writing, the A Song of Ice and Fire series. I am going to be getting into The Mist of Avalon tonight, but I do want to, well, I only chill a little bit between, and we do need to do my end of the week check-in, so just know for Mist of Avalon, that, oh, that's gonna be the only book I think on here. No, we have 2 books on here, but The Mist of Avalon, I do plan to read about 4% of it tonight, so do expect the number to be a little different, the percent. So with my currently reading, with After the Flood by Cassandra Montag, I'm 42% of the way through, and then with The Mist of Avalon by Marianne Summer Bradley, I am 20% of the way through, and again, that is by Goodreads. On the Kindle app, it says I am 26% of the way through. So let's look at my 2022 reading challenge now. I have read 98 and my goal was 80 books for the year, so I'm 24 books ahead of schedule, which is 122% of the way to my reading goal. I hope you guys had a happy weekend, and I'll see y'all tomorrow and Monday. On Monday, not in. Got my tripod back. I just filmed my sit-down video for the week, so the pest control guy did come today, and he does not see any sign of mice, but he put out traps anyway, and poison, I guess, bait, that's the word, bait in the traps, outside and in my garage and under the house and all of that stuff. But I am still gonna stay here till later in the week, but I had to go home and pick up a book because we did finish a book last night. So the next book for our mood reading is going to be Booth by Karen Joy Fowler. This is about John Wilkes Booth and his family. If you don't know who that is, he's the man who assassinated President Lincoln, but it is nominated for the Booker Prize, and that is why I'm getting to it, because it was the only book that I own that's nominated for the Booker Prize. There are a ton of books that I want to own that are nominated for the Booker Prize, but I don't own. But I am about to head to Chick-fil-A, and I am going to head home for a little bit to eat, and I think I might clean my ears, because obviously y'all needed to know that. But yeah, I left all my makeup brushes and my mascara at home, so I did all this makeup with my fingers. So that is kind of impressive. I mean, obviously it can look a ton better, but I didn't have my typical products. And like, I feel famous because I have y'all sitting like on top of the AC. So the fan is like blowing at me, and I'm like, you know, like in the photo shoots, how they have those fans. So I'm just waiting to go now because I have read today. I am on page, oh, the book's over there. I have the cover, but yeah, so just wanted to update y'all. Looking at the makeup. All right, guys, so it is time to start reading. I don't know why I didn't put it all on the tripod, but you're not there. We are going to get reading. It is about 20 minutes a little later than usual, so we might not be able to get as many pages as we usually would. And I'm just like, look at those eyebrows. I did pluck them today. I did have my tweezers. I thought that I wouldn't have had my tweezers because yeah, I did forget my makeup brushes, my beauty blender, my mascara, but I think I still turned out okay. Like, I think I look cute today. And this is my necklace for the Saint Gertrude of, I can't remember the town, but she is the patron of, or the saint, I don't know, of cats. And it says, bless and protect my cat. So we love that, and they are she is the saint of getting rid of mice. I guess is what you would call it. I don't know. It says on the, like, you can Google it. There's all, you know, Catholic stuff, which I am personally not Catholic, but I respect all religions and think you can gain something from every single religion. That's just my personal belief on it. But we are going to get into After the Flood. I told y'all what page I am on, and I started on page 190. So was it 190 or 290? Yeah, 190 something, and I'm on 217, chapter 31. So I'm gonna read this and then talk to y'all when I'm done reading this for the day, which will be in about an hour, a little less than that, or a little over, I don't know. Okay, I got you guys on the tripod now. I know, again, not, but I can edit the lighting and in editing, you know. So I read 57 pages, which gets me to 55%, and where's the book? Right here. I don't know how well y'all can see that, but this feels like a 3-star at this point. I don't like the main character. Don't like her. She's a holier than thou kind of person, and I'm just like, you deserve what you're getting. Yeah, you do. Atmosphere, again, it's been great. The world building was great. We got like answers right away, and the start of the book was really great with that. Writing is fine. It's nothing new. plot, I do really like the plot, but I do feel like it could have been executed better. I'm not going to say it's boring. A lot of the reviews on Goodreads said this book was boring, but I don't think it's necessarily boring. But I have some mac and cheese I got at Chick-fil-A earlier, and I'm going to eat that and edit my video. I have no idea if I told y'all that I went and got our next book that we're going to be reading, our next mood reading, and it is Booth by Karen Joy Fowler, and this was nominated for the Booker Prize this year. So let me tell y'all what it's about. So I've already read this in one video today, but you know, a startling portrait of a country in the throes of change and a vivid exploration of brother and sisterhood, Booth is a riveting historical novel focused on the very things that bind and break a family. With deep care and extraordinary vision, Karen Joy Fowler has created another unforgettable singular work of fiction that vividly captures the essence of our time and times past. So it says has done it again. So I'm curious what her other books are about, because we know I love history. So I do see the other book from the Man Booker finalist and best-selling author. From the Man? Is that the name of the book? I don't know, but this is a very thick one, and I usually don't go over 400 pages for my mood reading, but I do want to read this since it's the only book that I owned that was nominated for the Booker Prize. There's a ton of books that I want to own, but it's the only one I owned, so I'm gonna get into it now. All right, fun little update now. So I read 32 pages, which got me to section 4 in book 1. I never know, are they called chapters, sections? When it's just a number, I really don't know. But I am really enjoying this. I am loving it. So the expectations, I went in with none, but now I'm like, this could be a 5-star. It's very much feeling like a 5-star. I am loving everything about it, and so I'm really excited. It's kind of reminding me of Hamnet. I don't know, it's because the dad is in a Shakespeare, he goes around doing Shakespeare plays all around the country. I don't know, that's why. There's not a whole lot of dialogue. There is dialogue, but it's more prose. I still don't know if that's the proper term, versus dialogue, but still that's fine. And this does have 5-star potential. I am really enjoying it. So I read 6% in here tonight, and then I am going to begin Into the Mist of Avalon starting at 30%, which is 200 and something pages into it. But wow, I didn't clean my ears. I was like, what am I saying? I didn't clean my ears when I was home. I ended up cleaning my bookshelves instead, because I was like, these read books, all the books that I've read recently, basically since February, have just been piling on the ground. All the books that I've read and haven't unhauled have just been sitting there on the ground, and I'm like, the books that I've read and enjoyed deserve better than that. So basically I went to, the majority of my shelves are books that I have not read, but are on my TBR. So I went to the shelf and I was like, we are going to put my read books on this shelf and take out the books that I haven't read and just stack them. I have them in a cardboard box right now. I'm thinking I'm going to buy some totes at Target on a Wednesday to put them in, but I am just thinking of ways I can do my room just to have more room. I am going to switch my bedding when I move back in, because I did get some bedding on Cyber Monday, Black Friday, one of those. I don't remember which one. I think it was Cyber Monday. And I got some new bedding because it was on sale. And I'm going to put that on my bed, and I just want to really deep clean. So just some of my Funkos that I don't have a proper place to put them in a tote until I do, and hopefully get the dresser I bought in 2019 built, but that wowould mean I have to move the TV stand and TV out of my room. I'm not a huge TV watcher. I stream Netflix, that kind of thing, on my computer, so I don't really need the TV in my room, and I'd be more than happy to give it to my dad or whoever wants it, because I'm not a big TV watcher, and that's just wasting space in my room. So I am going to see how he feels about that, because I kind of hinted at it recently. And again, it takes up space. I don't have a ton of space, and yeah, But I am going to go get a bath now, take off all my makeup. I feel really confident today. I just think I look really nice. And yeah, so I'm thinking this is my color palette. You can't really tell the blue in this lighting, but the blue and yellow. It's warm but bright, and that is my color palette. So I will see y'all tomorrow on Tuesday. Guys, y'all are still plugged in because I was charging the camera, but it is Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. I watched some House of the Dragon today. It's the first episode with the aged up Alicent and Rhaenyra, and yeah, great time. But it's been pretty chill. I did go back to my house for lunch today, and then I came back here, and we are about to read. And we are going to be reading After the Flood, obviously, because that is our current read. And I am starting on chapter 36, page 248. Guys, I got a lot of book mail, like just this past week. Like, I've probably bought over 20 books this month. That's an exaggeration, but I've bought a lot because there are great deals this time of year. Like, Amazon will be like limited time deal, and I'm like, okay, I have to buy it. Like, it's bad. Because retail therapy, I had a really bad week last week, so I bought a bunch of stuff. And then if it's on discount, it's like, why not? I don't feel bad about it. I'm thinking about changing up my room at home. So where even is my phone? I don't know where my phone's at. Did I leave it in there? Guys, yeah, it's in my pocket. I'm dumb. I found an app where you can make like blueprints of rooms. Now, I do not know the exact measurements of my bedroom back home. I just don't know. So this is like a really rough estimate. I just did like what looked right. And this is what my bedroom looks like. So we have my bed, the door to my bathroom, then the door out into the rest of the house. We have my closet doors. We have my TV, which is on a TV stand, bookshelf, desk, and then there is a chair between the desk and bed. And then there's even a little table in front of my bookshelf where my record player is. So as you can see, I have zero space in this room because there are 4 doors, 2 windows, and I'm like, that is a terrible layout. I want to know how I can make this more open. I really don't know where I could put a bed. I mean, that wall would have been best bet, but we have the cable outlets where the TV plugs into, and then the internet outlets where the computer, router, PlayStation all is at. So you can't really put it there. And this room was built to be a bedroom, so like, don't think it wasn't. So there is like no room. So I'm thinking of taking my TV out because I only like watch TV really on my iPad and computer, and look how much room that takes up. So just, and how it's slanted like that as well. So to push it up against the wall, and then so push it up against that wall, we would still have a little tiny bit of wall space right there that a really like skinny bookshelf could fit on potentially. So like take that out, and I want to put a dresser like right there, or even put the dresser in my closet and take my bookshelves that are in the closet, stack them on top of each other, which I don't know how doable that is or how safe that is, and put it right there and put a dresser in there, because I have a ton of clothes that literally are on the floor in my studio, and I'm like, that's a perfect place for mice. Even if did I tell y'all like the guy came and didn't see like any signs of mice but put out traps anyway? I don't know if I told y'all that, but as I said, I don't really watch TV, but my problem is even, like, I can't get a dresser. Like, I have a dresser. I've had a dresser sitting in a box for 3 years. I got it in 2019, maybe even 2018. It could be 4 years, but a while back, and my dad refuses to put it together. I even offered to help, still refuse. I'm like, dude, why'd you spend like $300 on this if you're just gonna let it sit there in a box for the rest of the time? Like, what is the point? And as I said, I've offered to help. I am willing to help, but I am little. I cannot move a dresser all by myself, so I do need somebody else who is stronger than me to help. So it sucks. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't even know if my TV will get moved. I highly doubt he'll even like help me with that. But I'm gonna get into reading now and stop ranting. It is a little past 6, way past 6. It's like 6:33, but we're still gonna start reading. Only read for like an hour, but I went home and I did rearrange my bookshelf and unhauled a lot of book of the month books, so they'll be in my unhaul video that comes out sometime. I don't know if it's this month or next, but we know I do one like every 6 months, so that's not a spoiler. And before that, I went and got some seafood. I haven't had seafood like fish in a really long time, so hopefully it doesn't like mess up my stomach or anything. I mean, I don't think it should. It never has in the past, but I'm always nervous about that kind of thing. But when we were ordering, so Verizon is down for like everyone, at least here. I don't know if it's the whole country or what. And I was scared that, because I don't have Verizon, but I was like, what if the restaurant has Verizon when I'm calling them? But I got my food just fine, and I kept the fries because I ate all the fish, but I didn't eat all the fries, so I just brought them home with me. They have this really nice like seasoning on them. They're really good. I guess I've had fries from there, but I haven't been to this restaurant. It's a local one in forever. It was really expensive. It was over $50 for 2 meals, and I'm like, I'm used to paying like $20 for 2 meals. I like Texas Roadhouse, like way cheaper, but it's local and a small business, so I'm fine supporting them. And oh my gosh, I'm out of breath. But I am going to get to after the flood now. Update time. So I read 79 pages, which has been the most I think I've read in a day in this book this week anyway. And that chapter that I just read was really good. Chapter 45, just about how we deal with guilt, moving on from that, and that really in life all we have is hope. And yeah, that's like all you need, I guess. But we are at 72% of the way through, so I'll probably finish this tomorrow, maybe, hopefully. I know it's taken me a little longer to get through this than it takes me to get through other books, because again, it's like a 3-star right now. It's not great. I am liking it though, and I really, for recommendation wise, if you like the genre, I recommend picking it up. But maybe if you are not a big sci-fi or a big dystopia person, I wouldn't pick it up if I was you. But I'm just gonna chill for a little bit, eat my french fries. I've been eating during my reading breaks, but eat and just talk to my friends and that kind of thing. I actually did some writing in that time and really enjoyed myself while doing that. I had a lot of fun with it. But we are going to get into Booth now, which is probably my favorite thing that I'm reading so far. And I'm only, what was it, 5 or 6% of the way in, but I was really enjoying it, so I can't wait to get into it. And we will be starting on page 32, part 4 of book 1, chapter 4 of book 1. Not exactly sure what you refer to that as, but let's get into it. I ended up going 10 minutes over my typical reading time and reading 39 pages. I'm loving it. This is how historical fiction should be written. Like when I pick up historical fiction, this is what I want. And okay, so our first little bit was about, well, okay, when you think the 1800s in America, you usually think of the cruelty of slavery. Like, I think that is the first thing people think of. And so we see what the family thinks of slavery, because Maryland was a really, it was a state that was very in between. It was a border state. So you have some southern influence there, some northern influence there. I don't know a ton. I definitely do need to research it more because I go to Maryland quite a bit. And then we have some of the father's family has come over from England and joining the rest of the family in America. And then finally John Wilkes Booth was born, and he's like bringing great happiness to the family, really bringing the family together again. And I'm loving it. So I went ahead and finished book 1. And we do have little excerpts that are about Abraham Lincoln. They're usually about a page and a half in length. And I didn't know Abraham Lincoln was like, I don't know if he was depressed or what. He was mentally ill. I'm definitely gonna have to look into that, because it said he had his second nervous breakdown, fourth, I don't know. And cut off his courtship with Mary Todd. And I'm like, I did not know anything about all that. So I definitely do want to look into that, because I really didn't start getting into American history until I started researching my own family and thinking about the historical events that they lived through and how those events impacted their lives. So I definitely do need to look more into that, but I'm going to go get my bath now.